Hi everyone, welcome to Curiookids Thailand. Happy Halloween! This is spooky season and all our students and families are very excited to spend Halloween with us. But for some students, it might be a little bit scary or trigger their fears. So today I would like to talk to you about how to overcome and understand your child's fears. Join me, let's go! Hi everyone, welcome to our session on understanding and addressing common childhood fears. Today we're going to look at ages 2 to 4 first. So in this age group, students are usually afraid of separation and loud noises. Many children fear separation from their parents, loud noises like vacuum cleaners or the sound of thunder, and unfamiliar people. So here are 3 things that you can do to help your child when they display these fears. The first one, routine and reassurance. Consistent routine and offer reassurance. I'll be back after lunch. I'll be back tonight. So students know when you will be back and when to expect you. Gradual exposure. So for loud sounds, you can expose them gradually to the sound in a safe setting, like, for example, looking at the vacuum cleaner from a distance. And lastly, empathy. Acknowledging their feelings. I know the thunder is very loud, but remember we are safe inside. The next one, ages 5 to 7. So in this age group, students usually fear things like the dark, monsters, or imaginary creatures. So fear of the dark, monsters, and imaginary creatures under the bed are very common because at this age, students' imagination becomes more vivid. So here are 3 things that you can do. The first one, it's very important to create a comforting bedtime routine. Using night lights, reading soothing stories before bed, and avoiding any scary media is very important. The next one, empower them. So by empowering them, we're giving them control. So something like a monster spray that they can spray under their beds to scare away the monsters, or spray in their cupboards, really helps them feel empowered. The last one, validate their feelings. Saying things like, monsters don't exist, or this creature doesn't exist, is not helpful. Instead of dismissing the fear, you can say something like, I understand you're scared, let me help you check under the bed together, or let's check in your cupboard together. The next group is ages 8 to 9. Here, students start to fear things like real-world events. So, dangers like natural disasters, accidents, or harm coming to family members. When you speak to your child, provide honest, age-appropriate information, explaining things factually without overwhelming them. For example, earthquakes are rare, but our home is built to keep us safe. Secondly, encourage problem solving. Help them to think of plans. What can we do to stay safe in a storm? And come up with a plan together. Lastly, focus on safety and security. Reassure your child that there are safety measures in place and that you are a protective adult there to protect them and keep them safe. Alright, so here are some general strategies for all ages. The first one is normalizing fear. You can normalize fear by letting your child know that it is okay to be afraid and that everyone gets scared sometimes. The second one is to model calmness. So children pick up on our emotional cues. So obviously if we are stressed or panicked, our children pick up on that. So it's very important for you to remain calm and face your fears because this helps children with their own emotions. Thirdly, my favorite, using stories and role play. So books and role play can be excellent tools to help children express and also confront their fears. Lastly, reinforce confidence. So celebrate small successes, even if it in your eyes is just something small that your child faced. Now we're going to look at how we can use stories. So firstly, it's very important to select a story that is relevant to your child's fear. So choosing books where characters are experiencing similar fears, like a fear of monsters or fear of the dark, this can be really useful. Secondly, discussing the story afterwards. So ask questions like, how do you think the character felt? Or what did they do to feel better? This helps your child to reflect on their own emotions and also on their actions. Thirdly, create your own story. This is really fun and creative. Involve your child in creating a story about a brave character who faces a specific fear. So let them decide how the character handles the situation, because this will give them a sense of control. Alright, the next one is using play. So role play and pretend play. Set up a role play activity where your child can be the brave one. So this shifts the power dynamic and helps your child feel in control. So remember, when we are scared or fearful, we feel like we don't have any power. So it's very important for your child to act out scenes or scenarios where they feel like they are brave and they have power to overcome their fear. For this, you can use dolls or stuffed toys, or even action figures. For example, a toy teddy bear goes to school, and after school he's reunited with his mom again. These are great ways to address fears like separation anxiety. Alright, fear-related games. For younger children, create simple games like hide and seek in a dark room using flashlights. So this is a fun way to address a fear they might have of the dark. So they get to explore the darkness while they're playing. They're in a safe environment. And now the fear is associated with fun and a non-threatening environment. Thirdly, have your child draw their fear or a monster or any scary thing. And once they finish drawing it, they can cut it up or roll it into a ball and throw it in the trash bin. So this is a symbolic way for them to overcome their fear. You can also guide them in drawing their fear in a funny or a silly way to take away, that scary power that the monster or creature might have. Alright, so lastly, food for thought. Why do stories and play work so well? Firstly, it creates emotional distance. So stories and play create a distance from the fear, allowing children to explore their feelings without becoming overwhelmed. Secondly, stories and play empower students. Through these activities, they feel more empowered because they get to face their fears in real life by practicing how to resolve them in a low-risk environment. And thirdly, imagination and rehearsal. So since many fears are often rooted in imagination, stories and play give children an outlet to rehearse ways of coping with these fears when they do arise in real-life situations. I hope this session was useful, and we look forward to seeing you next month when we're going to talk about English as a global language and why it's so important for children to be bilingual. Alright, see you then. Bye-bye.